In this video, we're going to discuss the one thing you should know about recruiting contracts. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Natasha, the business recruiter. Welcome back to my channel. So when it comes to recruiting contracts, it's important to keep in mind that there are a ton of elements that goes into it. So if you're feeling overwhelmed as you're reviewing a recruiting contract or even trying to put one together, then you are not alone. The most important thing for you to remember is that each element of a recruiting contract is going to be extremely important. Ultimately, all of these elements are what you're going to sign with your client in order to put that contract in place and have it be a legally binding document. So when it comes to your recruiting contract, you're probably wondering what are all of the things that you need to ensure that you have within your contract in order to ensure that it's ironclad and that you are protected. What I can tell you is that there's a multitude of things, including your placement fee, net payment terms, guarantee period, as well as engagement clause that all need to be within your contract. But ultimately, there's one thing that you need to keep in mind that should be in your contract, whether it's a contingency agreement or a retained search. And this is going to be your net payment terms. And I know you're probably thinking, well, of course I'm going to put my net payment terms within the contract. But the important thing for you to keep in mind in regards to your net payment terms are exactly how long they are and what are the terms of you actually being paid. Meaning, how long after you place a candidate can you expect to receive your payment? And as a brand new recruiting agency owner, this is going to be extremely important. Maybe you're in a position where you're not actually working another job or working some other income avenue in order for you to bring in money. So you understanding exactly when you're going to receive your check for the work that you've put in is going to be extremely important. And this is where your net payment terms really come into play. You want to ensure that you have terms set up that are going to be advantageous for you, but also reasonable for your client as well. Typical net payment terms are around net 30, meaning that after you've sent the invoice over to your client, they have 30 days from the date of your invoice in order to be able to provide you with payment. Now, you might be going through the negotiation process with your client, and your client might actually want to change your net payment terms. I highly encourage that you don't do this, because the longer your net payment terms, the longer it's going to take you in order to actually get your check. And again, if you're someone who doesn't have another source of income and your recruiting agency is all you're doing, then that's going to further extend the time frame in which you'll have in order to be able to take care of the necessities that are really the reason why you started the business in the first place. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, then be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button as well as that bell so that you can get notified of all of my videos that do drop weekly. So when it comes to your net payment terms, it's also important that you keep in mind exactly how you're going to get paid. Is it going to be a check? Is it going to be an ACH transfer? Is it going to be a wire transfer? Exactly how are you going to go about receiving those funds from your client? This is something that you want to ensure that you actually talk about and discuss in the very beginning of that contract negotiation phase. It's important for you to understand how you're going to receive those funds so that once you actually do enter into your net payment terms, you can be on the lookout for that particular method to be executed on. I would highly encourage that you not change your method of payment with your client once it has already been established and discussed. While this might not necessarily fall into the nitty-gritty details of your contract, it is one of those points where you've already established what you can expect. You don't want to be in a position where your client is actually sending you the funds in another avenue versus the one that you actually discussed. More than anything else, this just helps to ensure that there's transparency in the process that you've established with your client, and ultimately transparency in regards to how you're going to get paid. Well, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then be sure to give me a thumbs up, as well as if you are not in my Facebook group, then I encourage you to join because we're in there talking all things recruiting. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.